The biggest thing with a service-based company is we have two really big constraints, right? One's the talent is what I ran into is you got to get the right plumbers because the plumbers are the commodity. At the time, all we were was plumbing. You got good people, you got a good company. You don't have good people, you don't have a good company. And the other one is having customers. And kind of when we were thinking about it, like the thing that we want the rare breed of plumber. We want the guys that want to show up, they want to be honest, they're clean cut.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rutkowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rutkowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rutkowskilawfirm.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Lundberg, who I met, of all things, through, I believe, Facebook, and I was just impressed. Court has a service-based business. He's the founder, owner of Rare Breed, and he posts a lot of content, and I saw some of the content he was promoting. I was really intrigued. I was like, I got to reach out to this guy. So plumbing and HVAC, right, Court? Is what you guys do? Okay, cool. And air. Okay, cool. Well, I'm excited to dive into it with you here today, man. Tell us the story. How'd you get into the space? Tell us about the company.
Ooh, long story. My dad's been wanting me to be a plumber forever. And I always had it in the back of my head, like the same stigmatisms that most people do of like plumbers just are overweight, underpaid, dirty people that work with poop. And I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm ever going to do that. And got to a point in my life where hard decisions needed to be made. I was going to school at the time and didn't have enough money to finish school, and I needed something. And my dad just asked me again. He's like, "Hey, get a part-time job plumbing." And so I did, and I did it for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I was like, "Man, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life." I loved every second of it. I loved interacting with customers. I loved working with my hands. I loved fixing things. And from there, I got my journeyman, got my master's, branched off on my own, and been learning lessons ever since. So
And so are you guys primarily residential, commercial, mix of both?
Residential and commercial service.
Okay.
We stay in the service realm, and then TIs as well.
What is that?
So TIs are like tenant improvements. So if you buy something and you want to turn it into a crumble cookie, it's kind of like a mix. The Newcon guys kind of do it. The service guys kind of do it. We do it as well.
Yeah. Okay. I love the brand. Where did you come up with the name Rare Breed?
Yeah. The biggest thing with a service-based company is we have two really big constraints, right? One's the talent. Is what I ran into is you got to get the right plumbers because the plumbers are the commodity. At the time, all we were was plumbing. You got good people, you got a good company. You don't have good people, you don't have a good company. And the other one is having customers. And kind of when we were thinking about it, like the thing that we want the rare breed of plumber. We want the guys that want to show up, they want to be honest, they're clean cut. They view this as a profession and not as a job. And then we also want the customer who wants the same thing. They want the guy who shows up and he's honest and he's not a used car salesman, but that they're also a professional grade company. They don't want the cheapest guy off the street either. And we just wanted something that could scale and could tell a story and tell my story. I grew up on a bison farm. So we had a blue bison. I really wanted to keep a bison integral, and we came up with Rare Breed, and we've been running with it. We rebranded to Rare Breed 2 years ago. And it was the best thing that we ever did, although it was very hard at the time. But yeah.
Where are you guys at right now in terms? So you don't have to tell us about your P&L necessarily, but where are you guys in overall sales, employee count, any sense of the size of the
Well, I'll
business?
tell. I'm an open book. I'm an open book with anybody that asks. So last year we finished the year at 3.5 million. And it was our first like consistently profitable year. The year before we did 2.4 and we lost. Last year we did 3.5 with a 5% net, which was incredible for us. This year we are pacing for 5 and we are hoping to hit 7.5. And we're doing it with about 30 people. So, at 3.5, we're a little bit bloated at 30 people, but at 7.5, we're going to be lean and doing really well with that.
That's really cool. What's going really well with your business right now? What are some challenges you guys are facing?
I mean, what's going well is I still love it. If that makes sense. Like the culture's good. I like who I work with. I like what we're doing. I like the new challenges. Like that's good. And then the challenges that we're facing is a little bit of what everybody's facing. Like right now, we don't have a problem with recruiting, but we're still working through the kinks with getting our numbers accurate, reporting, like knowing what's going on a granular level. Being able to log into QuickBooks by the 5th of every month and saying, hey, this is how we did. Or even not at the 5th, like not having to wait for the P&Ls to be published. We're trying to just get that and have that information flow down seamlessly and not stop with me. And so it's those systems and processes right now, and especially on the financial side to make sure that we can hit, a higher net this year.
So, and then out of curiosity, where are you acquiring most of your clients? Is it primarily referrals? Are you doing paid ads?
Um, we are doing everything, everything and everything. So, SEO is a big one for us. Our biggest source of revenue is from returning customers because we do it the right way. 40% of the jobs that we ran this last month were from returning customers. So that's incredible. Especially in the shoulder season. And then the next biggest lead is probably SEO that we've been investing in for a while. And then, we do the pay-per-click, we do the LSA, we do Yelp, we do Facebook. Obviously, that's how you met us with organic social, Facebook, the TikToks. Just trying to fill the funnel everywhere we can, the most cost effective, and just watching all the numbers and making sure that it really makes sense. But the branding has been huge too. Being able to drive around in a nice branded vehicle. And now there's 20 plus of them on the road. It's helped. People have called in and they said, hey, I saw your truck. And so it just gets easier with a little bit of scale. I would say it's less volatile than it used to be. When we were smaller, and I can't even imagine what it will be when we're bigger.
Are you guys doing the membership type program? I know a lot of service-based businesses have been trying to do talk to us about how you got that set up.
We're pretty average in our, it's pretty normal compared to what everybody else does in our area, which, the membership is you pay a small fee and in return you get, an AC furnace tune-up, plumbing inspection, water heater flush, 10% off on everything that we do. But we're trying to change that right now. I talked to a company called Maverick out in California, and the owner's Josh, and he's a super great guy. And he gives away memberships to first responders, teachers, military, senior citizens. And, it's a way to give back to those people. But two, that's a big customer base as well. And so we're going to probably be switching over to a model similar to that. But yeah, it's a pretty run of the mill membership. And then we market to them and we say, hey, it's getting cold. Why don't we get a furnace tune up and just get more opportunities in the door and just solidify that we do deliver a great service.
This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at Forgemark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. Forgemark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it.
I'm really curious with the subscription space right now. I know here in Colorado, the weather's been amazing, right? And so the HVAC guys are struggling. The roofers, there was no hail this summer. And so I'm hearing more and more people that are trying to stay forward thinking and kind of keep their business not only profitable, but also looking for different forms of revenue. It seems like this whole membership model is kind of like the way to go. And it also builds incredible loyalty with your clients. I'm just always curious to hear how people are skinning that cat. Like what comes with the membership? Are people actually taking advantage of it? What's been your kind of fun?
Yeah, it's on us to call them, right? And you got to be careful because like the membership is a way for us to get in the door more often so that they can experience good service. And so where the membership is going to cannibalize your business is if you believe, oh, I'm going to call this lady, go do a tune-up and expect my technician to sell $600 on every tune-up. Well, they don't want to spend money on a tune-up. Does that make sense? Like they are doing the tune-up to be preventative. So it's deliver a good service and know, hey, this is a 10-year-old system. It's going to go out here soon. We can give options for it now, but if they don't want to, like I want them to know that I'm their first call. I am the contractor that has the history. I know what's going on. And so it's a long play. And it will keep guys busy, but it will also we can call everybody all day. If I needed hours, I can call my members and we can go out where we can run jobs. But there's not necessarily always money attached to the end of that, unless if I want to lose a member. Does that make sense? Like it is, you're providing a service to them and there's not always money attached. Like they've paid the money already. And also, because what space did you kind of come from? Do you know much about the heating?
I'm a financial advisor by trade. And before that, I was in college ministry. So
okay.
Totally unrelated. Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword with memberships too, because we're not planning on selling, right? But if you do go and sell, many companies will look at your memberships as a negative because you have promised services that now they are obligated to perform. And so typically they'll take the cost of those and they'll actually take it away from your payout. And so it is a double-edged sword. It's not for us because we're not planning on selling, but you just need to be smart about what it is or just have it allocated correctly with what you promise.
I'd take that double-edged sword. You got to have recurring revenue, so at some point down the road, if you want to sell, that's great. But right now you need to pay, overhead and costs and things like that. That's a slam dunk.
Yeah. But a lot of people I talk to a lot of people and their goal is to sell in 5 years. And so they're just focused on the pump and dump game, which I don't think's good for anybody. But, when that takes $1 million out of your pocket or whatever it might be, that's a little bit rough.
Yeah. What is next for you guys? What is your vision with the company? Where do you want it to be in 3 and 5 years?
Yeah. So right now, this is our final year of really dialing in processes. This is supposed to be a big get the processes dialed in year on the plumbing side, and then focus on HVAC a little bit more, get that built up to the same size. And then ultimately I want to build a school. I want to build a school for technicians. Like I said, there's 2 real barriers. It's talent and it's customer acquisition. We're pretty good at customer acquisition. And if you have better talent, you're even better at customer acquisition because people stay with
Mm.
you. So we want to invest in a school not to train them to be good enough at their job, which is the barrier for most people, but to really train plumbers that other people can come in and do. Plumbers, heating and air, so they can diagnose, do everything. And then we want to get, that's like the 3 to 5 years, like be 20 million, have a nice school, start looking at other opportunities outside of Utah.
Yeah. Let's talk about AI for a sec. How are you using it, and where do you feel like you could be using it more?
Well, just before we got on this, Claude. Have you been on Claude yet?
I haven't moved everything to Claude. Honestly, you're going to think this is funny. I use Gemini a lot. I know people aren't really high on Gemini.
Yeah.
Gemini is amazing. And Google, I think, is quietly building a really powerful AI ecosystem. Although I see all the content about Claude and I'm like, okay, I got to go build an agent on Claude and do the whole thing. So I know it's the new hotness.
So I'm frustrated with Claude right now, but it's on my personal Claude account. Like we're doing SOPs right now. It makes a printable. I haven't used Gemini as much, but like ChatGPT, it just prints you out something and then you copy and paste it into Word. Then the formatting's weird, and then I spend all my time doing all that. Claude made me like an actual Google Doc. It was pretty, it was branded, it was my colors, it was like formatted, and it was just like I had everything. It was insane. But on my work account, I can't get it to work. So in that aspect, I really like it. I mean, we're doing the after hours AI answering machine right now, and that's working out fairly well for us. Where could we be using it more? I think just as we go, it's a good coach. It's a good top of mind coach that if you're using it to prevent like what's coming down the line of just like, hey, you are not on track to hit revenue. Like we need to start right now. So you're not waiting till the 11th hour to get going. And ultimately, I think that where AI is going to go is in my space, Service Titan's the big heavy hitter, right? They're evaluated at $10 billion. They're incredibly expensive. I think they're going to become obsolete pretty quick now that people can code themselves and do it better because their customer service sucks. And I like Service
Does it
Titan,
really?
but
I didn't know that.
oh, dude, ask them. They know. They get back to you. They'll let you know. Yeah, we're not the best at the customer service side. But it will either make it obsolete because other people like House Call Pro now can build so much quicker, who has a little bit better interface. But also like there's probably going to be a day where we don't need to pay a subscription to a SaaS company because we can build it all and have it all in-house. And like I'm building my first app right now. I spent 2 hours on it this morning. I have a functional app using Claude code. It's like it's not great, right? But for 2 hours of trying, it's pretty dang good. And so I do think that that's going to be the first thing is we're going to bring more to the bottom line because we're not going to have to use SaaS as much. Which it might come to the bottom line. It might pass savings on to customers, but both are good for everybody. Yeah, I think AI is going to be really interesting now that it's auto updating.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1,000,000 a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, Court, what's one thing we haven't talked about today that you like to talk about or get you fired up? Could be a hot take. It could be a business principle. It could be something you've been pondering lately. Anything that we haven't covered today?
Something that I've been pondering lately is a mistake that I made that we're trying to correct right now of, I don't know who your primary listeners are, but I wish I would have known this, that I built kind of from the top down, in the sense of, you see other companies that they have a service manager and it's like, oh, somebody's got to be the service manager. And so you give somebody a title who's the best that you have, but they are not good for that role. Like, if you were to take them and put them into a bigger organization, they wouldn't fit the role of service manager. Does that make sense? And now that we've grown pretty aggressively, we've looked around and we've been like, hey, like, you're really good at this, but you're not a service manager. And then now we kind of hurt a lot of feelings. And I felt terrible about it because it's like, hey, you actually belong in this seat. Like, all of your tasks are actually this, but people are really attached to this title. Does that make sense? And it does hurt the morale a little bit for leaders. And then you have to decide. And for me, unfortunately, it's come to a point where leaders have had to leave because they can't get over that. They feel betrayed, and I understand it. We didn't do this with any intention to hurt anybody, but I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
Because Tommy Mello has a saying. I've been reflecting on this all week. Tommy Mello has a saying of, the people who got you where you are today won't take you to where you want to go. And I've always thought about that. I'm like, that's a pretty crappy way of thinking about things. Like, sounds like you're a pretty terrible leader, like, because you couldn't develop them quick enough. And that's how I've always thought about it. And now that I'm here, I'm like, oh, I get it now. But it's not that I was a bad leader. It's like, I didn't know what that role was going to take. And so I didn't know how to prepare you for it. We got there. And unfortunately, you just weren't as prepared as the company is to take it on. So yeah, that's been the hard lesson. That's been the hard lesson right now of, people that you really care about, but ego gets in the way because they're like, I want to be this. And it's like, you got to zoom out, guys. Like, do you want to be a part of this that we're building? And so I can't have you in this role because there's better people.
Incredibly vulnerable. And thanks for sharing. Staffing is brutal, man. One of the most expensive mistakes you can make as a business owner is you can have the right person on the bus in the wrong seat, and that's expensive. Or you could just have the wrong person on the bus in the wrong seat. That's even worse, but then you care about the person. So you want to see him succeed. It's hard to let him go. It's brutal, man.
Well, for everything they did, like, when they say, I helped get you here, they're not wrong. Of course you did. Like, so grateful for you.
Yeah.
We got to keep moving. And the right seat, that's the hard part. So we're doing a lot of like introspection right now. We're doing a lot of, what are they called? Like personality tests. We're helping people like understand like, hey, your natural skills, like you're good at this, and try to build up like what they're good at and show them how it fits into a different role than what they're doing. And hopefully that staunches some of the pain, I guess.
Well, on the other side of that coin is when the right person is in the right seat, it's amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. Yeah. It's the best.
Yeah.
Well, Court, man, this has been a really fun conversation. If people wanted to learn more about who you are and what you do, where can they go?
Facebook's a really good place. Just Court Lundberg is a really good place to find me. That's probably where I'm most. I mean, I'm on Facebook more than anything else, so I would just go find me on Facebook.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Okay.